We got a beating today, people. That was ugly today. Real ugly. I'm almost at a loss for words, but there's a lot to say. Leeds United 0, Arsenal 4. And there's a few things to get into regarding this. I'm interested to get your thoughts, but I have my thoughts as well. In terms of the setup, some of the performances out there today, but mainly the setup. It was just poor from the start. And that mauling has now dragged our goal difference back equal to Forest. It's crazy. Crazy how things can turn at times. But, you know, when you're down there, not safe, that's what can happen. Yeah, gutted with that one today because, I mean, and by the way, it was a long 90 minutes. We were nowhere near it from minute one, but that was a long 90 minutes today. Absolutely, absolutely wrong. There was no Vaseline on that one at all. Just pure dry humping. No permission. You know, we got touched today. It is what it is with that one today. But there's a bigger picture to talk about in regards to this. But listen, before we get into it, you know the drill, people. Like the video, free to do, helps out the channel, and of course, big up to every single member of the channel. Obviously, you make this thing go. Ryan here saying, I can accept losing to a top team, but the manner of today, the lineup, the tactics, individual performances was completely unacceptable. Yeah, and this will be for the people that will say that we had no chance of winning. Look, in the preview, because of what we've done recently, I said that it's very unlikely with the way that we're going to probably set up that we will get anything against Arsenal today. But you're supposed to prove me wrong with that. You know what I mean? You're supposed to go against that and go, is that what you thought? Well, here's what we did today. And the reason why I say that is because Nottingham Forest, who are currently below us, got a point against Arsenal at home themselves. You know, they drew 0-0 with Arsenal. So it wasn't like impossible. It was unlikely. But there is a way of playing against them to frustrate them and not make them score. But instead, we were giving out gifts today. We gave out gifts. Look, before today, you're thinking before the game, Saka's gone off injured. Before the game even starts, thinking, Madueke's coming in. Excellent. That gives us a little bit more of an edge. You think about the night before, they didn't get to fly in. They had to take a coach. Oh, no. But, you know, that's more disruption for Arsenal. And yet they've come here and bopped us 4-0. And Madueke, who before today hadn't got one assist, gets 2 in the first half. 2. You know, we're back to giving out gifts again. And that's a real bad gift to give away. Even Gyökeres, he scores today. He hasn't lit up the Premier League this season, but he gets his goal again against Leeds United. Gabriel Jesus, back from a long injury. He's not exactly a prolific striker. He says that himself. He gets an easy 4th goal. He was just poor today for a variety of reasons. And look, okay. Oh, Chris in the house. What's going on, Chris? Only thing that tops that is Sami Zayn beating Drew. That was horrific. Yeah, we don't want to see that. That's what we don't care about. But yeah, no, it was just bad from the start. Bad from the start. Hyru with the super chat. Let me get this in. Never expected anything today. It's the way we lost that pees him off. Atrocious defending, no threats going forward. Manager set up wrong. This is a precursor to a difficult February. Strap in, folks. You know, nicely put, man. Nicely put. And the reason why from the start it looked bad is the starting lineup. We've done it again, and you're almost giving the message out as FARKE. And I mean, he says it himself that we don't have the best individuals and everything else. We have to overperform as a team. I get that. But when you're constantly sending out the most defensive lineup you can think of, you're not giving the team a chance. Calvert-Lewin, let me just ask you something, people. Calvert-Lewin doesn't work up front by himself in a regular match. How is he going to work up front by himself against Saliba and Gabriel? Someone answer me that question. Probably one of the best centre-back pairings in world football today, and we're expecting Calvert-Lewin to do something without a partner. You're also talking about the Goodmanson coming back in, which was a welcome surprise. I'm glad, you know, the first half was a bit rough for him. He got better in the second half. But you're also talking about Bonau going back onto the bench today. And is that because he's not fit again? Because if you're going against Arsenal, set piece FC, you would expect your big centre-back, who is a big clunky guy anyway, to be in the starting lineup for this one. So where was Bonau? Is he not fit again? Which again accelerates the need for a centre-back while Biol's out. So there was just so many things. Gruev in here in the midfield again, just just pure defensive midfielders in there. It doesn't do anything for the team. The team can't push up. There's no outlet in the team. Aronson is the one outlet, but he can only do so much, especially against Arsenal, who have Zubimendi and Rice in midfield. Like, there's just so many things here, people, that just make you go, wow. You know, just wow. And it's not until we go 2-0 down where he starts to put on the more progressive players or a more energetic player in Longstaff to come on and try and disrupt things. You know, Nanto comes on at 80 minutes. Peru gets his charity minutes at 5 minutes again. But yet we're holding on tooth and nail to keep Peru at the club. For what? For what? For him to keep on getting 5 minutes? Like, listen, we're just fans here. We can only say what is going on and what we're seeing. And just I'm going to go into a transfer story in this video as well, which shows you how it's supposed to be done. Okay, I'm going to show you that. Subs were useless. The whole thing was useless today. You know what I mean? I mean, the defense. Let's go through the goals just quickly. We know what Arsenal's threats are. The first goal, Zubimendi. Second phase of the corner or the throw-in. And guys, please don't talk about Declan Rice's foot. That you control the controllables, okay? You defend it then, okay? But we didn't defend it well at all. So you gotta hold yourself accountable for that. And Roden had 2 guys around him. Zubimendi was free, just free. Have it how you want. Penalty spot, puts it away, 1-0. Now here we go. Carl Darlow. Carl Darlow. You see, Carl Darlow, it's cute when it's 1-0 at home to Fulham and they have 1 shot on target, which was the weakest header you've ever seen. It was more like a pass back. But when there's work to be done, he looked every bit of the third choice goalkeeper that he is. That was appalling today from every aspect, not just the own goal, which was a calamity within itself. His distribution was bad. He got real nervous after the second goal went in. He was poor today. On the third goal for Gyökeres, yeah, that was like Meslier wrists. Meslier wrists in goal for Carl Darlow. Now, what's going to be very interesting, people, is does he now keep his place in the team for Nottingham Forest? Big game as well, by the way, on Friday. Nottingham Forest, massive. Does he get to keep his place, or does his mistakes don't count? You know, Perry makes a couple of mistakes, nowhere near as bad as today, by the way, and he gets pelters from everyone. Carl Darlow had a horror show today, a real bad outing today because he had work to do, and he looked every bit of the third choice goalkeeper that he is. And let me just say something, and this goes to what I was talking about, transfers. Nottingham Forest, who are below us at the moment, have bought Stefan Ortega for the rest of his contract for the remaining 5 months of the season for a deal that could reach up to £500,000. Stefan Ortega is somebody I've been talking about for a long time that Leeds should look at. I even mentioned it earlier this month as well when the whole Perry thing was going on. If Leeds United had anything about him, instead of this loyalty thing that they do, trying to make everyone feel comfortable, they would have a look and see what Besiktas are talking about for Perry. And if Besiktas get anywhere near what we paid for Perry, and Perry's happy to go to Turkey, which I believe he would be, move him along, go and get Ortega in for the remainder of the season. For £500,000, people, that is a low-risk move. It's super low risk. I would even say at 2 million, 5 million, it's low risk. For £500,000, you've got yourself a number 1 goalkeeper for the remainder of the season. And if he performs well, he probably stays for next season as well. But we don't do that at this football club. No, we're going to make sure Perry feels good, feels comfortable, don't rock the boat. Everyone kumbaya. That's what we've been doing since Radrizzani days. We don't move like other football clubs where if something's not working, we move them out as soon as possible. It doesn't happen here. Ortega is a quality shot stopper, quality goalkeeper, and could be the difference. Could be the difference. Now, I'm saying all this, he might come in next Friday, be calamitous. That can happen. But for 500,000, I would have definitely taken the risk with this guy. Definitely taken the risk with this guy for sure. What's going on, Chris? Member for 23 months. Big up for the support, man. Thank you so much. Mr. P saying that was dreadful, a dreadful display today. Drop points against Everton, costly for us. Absolutely. Wasn't expecting a win, but that, can we lift ourselves for Friday? Rather believes as well, saying here, back to reality for Leeds today. Sadly, but I'll forgive Farke if we beat Forest. All of a sudden, that game is huge. Pray West Ham lose today. Yeah, now it's crazy, isn't it? It is crazy. But we've got work to do, people, in the transfer market. And today's lineup tells you that. The centre back being missing in Bonao. We need another centre back. The left side, rushing back Goodmanson, probably a game sooner than they would have liked. You need that. The striker that we're supposedly after in terms of Strand Larson or someone of that ilk. There is another one we're linked to, I'll speak about tomorrow. But we obviously need something else up there. The one up front for this team doesn't work. I've said it so many times this season. We don't have any strikers in this team that are good enough to play by themselves. Not even DCL in his rich goal scoring run that he had. He had a partner with him. He needs a partner. He's not good enough to play up front by himself in this team. Not when we're playing like 7, 8 defensive-minded players. It's crazy. Michael here saying Tanaka, the new Creswell, Farke driving him out. Yeah, it's look, I don't know what starting a couple of these players would have done from the start. Maybe it wouldn't have made any difference, but I feel like you'd have give yourself a better chance. Arsenal they were just cutting through us at every opportunity. And listen, by the time the third goal went in, it looked like the players not had given up, but they were like, you know what, man, we got to chalk this one up. But it hurt the goal difference today. It hurt the goal difference. So yeah, what we got here. Oh, by the way, as well, but for the XG people out there, this was the XG at halftime for the 2 goals, and it just shows you how low they were. Sai in the house, what's going on, man? Well, that was fun, yeah, man. what can we say, Sai? We just got to talk about the game. Just got to talk about the game, right? But big up to you, Sai, for the super chat as always. Northeast chat, why is Farke abandoned 2 up front? DCL looks terrible up front on his own. Farke is a massive problem. Get back to 3-5-2. It's bloody successful. Wish we'd sacked Farke in the summer. Hope he's gone in May. Yeah, listen. I've already said if he manages to keep this team up, he deserves all the credit. But if you're looking to progress, he ain't it. And if you're an attacking player, I mean, look at this, people. Look at the bench. It's pure. I mean, there's a couple of defenders there, but it's just attackers. The attackers are literally there in case we can steal something. That's it. I'm very interested to hear what he's got to say for himself today. We'll cover that tomorrow in the cool down along with transfer talks. So just stay tuned for that. But if you're an attacker, you're thinking, why am I here? And Peru, if he's got anything about him, and hopefully we can find a club that he's willing to go to. I don't mean for him to drop down into the championship where he doesn't want to go, but before Monday, he needs to go. And Leeds need to move him on before his value decreases even further. Because at this moment in time, people, his record at the moment is reading something like 11, 12 appearances, no goals. And it doesn't matter that he's playing 5 minutes here and there. It looks terrible. It looks terrible, man. Yeah, Lee, I hear you, man. That was a 90 minutes I'll never get back kind of game from the moment it kicked off. I absolutely hear you. That was the longest 90 minutes, probably since we lost 5-0 to Arsenal in the last game. It was the longest 90 minutes. You was kind of hoping from halftime, wasn't you, that we could possibly get that Man City thing where we've gone in at halftime, we've made a couple of changes, Longstaff and Okafor come on, who Okafor is just, yeah, I mean, if again, we're talking about Peru, Nanto must be looking at it going, why does Okafor keep on getting minutes before me? What am I doing so wrong that Okafor is getting so right lately? Just, it is what it is, right? Yeah, Pellegrino here. Farke will definitely use phrases like best team in Europe and newly promoted side for sure. That's on the bingo card for sure. Ryan saying here 9-0 on aggregate. And the thing is, Arsenal don't do that. And I said it when we lost to them 5-0. They win matches because you saw today, they weren't exactly brilliant, but set pieces and everything else, second balls. Thought Declan Rice, by the way, winning the second ball when DCL couldn't get the first. He was excellent with that. But that's what they do. They grind it out. But they rarely batter teams 4-5-0. And we've given them 2 this season. It's crazy. Yeah, hot potato. Someone, it's gone now. Apologies, but someone was saying we were playing hot potato with the ball. We couldn't keep the ball today. We were nowhere near it, man. Absolutely nowhere near it. Look at this as well. 3 shots at home, 1 on target. And this was what I was talking about in the preview in terms of what if the home magic, listen, this is Arsenal, so it could be an outlier, but we don't know that. What if we start to lose the points at home? The home form's been good, but what if it starts to turn? A couple of results, that's all it will take. And we're not doing nothing away from home. What then? Jack, yeah, positives. At least they didn't bring on Max Doman to humiliate us this time. Yeah, they showed a little bit of mercy, right? Showed a little mercy. Maxi is saying the board needs to show some damn decisiveness in this window. Honestly, the way Farker was talking in the last press conference, you would have thought we was safe in like ninth position. We are nowhere near safe, nowhere near it. And you would have thought we're calm, everything is good so far because we've done well up to this point. I don't want to get lost in this, but there's a lot of games to go this season, people. A lot of games, and our squad is already stretched as it is in terms of quality. And you've seen already if Goodmanson goes down, it looks very different. And he was not operating at 100% today. Absolutely not. I hear it, Jed. Changes at halftime, Longstaff. Yeah, I know. But I know. What can you do though? What can you do? Look, people, this is where we are right now in terms of currently. Forest play tomorrow against Palace. But look at our goal difference, man. That was something that we had on the two below us in terms of Forest and West Ham. Still got a healthy advantage over West Ham, but it was really healthy. It is like an extra point, but we've absolutely lost it now against Forest. Absolutely lost it. Freddie here saying here this loss is entirely on Farke. It's in his head. I agree, Freddie. Look, the players didn't cover themselves in glory today, but you can only do what your manager tells you to. And when you're playing with 7, 8 defensive players on the pitch, you know what you set out to do. You're not exactly going to play open, expansive football. You're not taking it to the opposition. You are trying to soak up as much pressure as possible, try and make it 0-0 for as long as possible, and maybe steal something at the end, even at home. So when you're going in with that kind of mentality, there is only so much you can do. But yeah, there were some poor performances out there. We talked about Darlow. Strauch had a nightmare today. You know, that whatever he was doing out wide when I don't know who crossed it in for Gyökeres, but you know, he almost got spun like he was breakdancing. It wasn't a good one. Was very weak against Gabriel Jesus. And I always say this about Pascal. For such a tall, imposing guy, he's so weak at times, and he really displayed that today. But yeah, they weren't the only two, but they stick out by a mile for me. Gruev as well on the first goal, just watching players run in. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot, isn't there? There's a lot. Yeah. Freddie just carrying on here. KG, even during the pre-match presser, Farke was going on about respect for Arsenal. What's his problem? Yeah, look, it's not just Arsenal though, Freddie. It'd be just like short-sighted to say that. We played defensive against Fulham. The thing is, though, we won the game, so people don't really talk about it as much. But I mentioned it in the match reaction. Why are we going with 7 defensive players against Fulham at home? That doesn't make no sense to me. You know, you saw the first half against Everton away. We was on the front foot. We made Everton look uncomfortable. The crowd was getting on Everton. We were looking good. And then he reverted to type in the second half. And you just knew that's how he was going to go today against Arsenal. So that's why the result doesn't surprise me. I didn't think it'd be this heavy, not going to lie. But yeah, it is what it is, man, in terms of that. Well, it's not is what it is because it is still disappointing. Why change a winning formula? DCL has gone off a cliff now thanks to Farker and the 49ers. The thing was with the 3-5-2, it was quite obvious that even though he knew it was working, we'd often change it in game to 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3. He wants to play that way, but he doesn't have the characters to do it. And the thing is, he should know it because he tells us this in every pre-match presser that we don't have the best quality. So go with the strongest thing. And I'm sorry, I'll say it again. Playing one up front against Gabriel and Saliba is just, it's real puzzling if your name isn't Erling Haaland. Mr. P saying here, remember the 15 points drop from winning positions. That's Farker ball for you. Slow, 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 slow. Yeah, I hear it, man. I hear it. Oh, that's a big shout. Worst Leeds display since the relegation season. I mean, hey, man, off the top of my head, probably the latest one, maybe, but I don't know, man. I think the 5-0 against Arsenal away was more disappointing. I don't know. I don't know. It's not really worth talking about, is it? um, so what else? What else is there? Ortega. Oh, by the way, I'll probably mention this in tomorrow's video as well. But you know, we've been after Doki in terms of getting him in for January. Well, it seems according to Florian Plettenberg, he's not going anywhere. He's going to be leaving on a free at the end of the season at this point. So unless anything changes before Monday, Doki, who you probably hoping to get in and give Bonal the time to rest and recover without it looking suspicious the way it did today, then Doki probably isn't coming. And is he the only one? Like Strand Larsen seems to be the only striker we were looking at. We'll see, won't we? We've got a couple days of the window to go. Yeah, Blackburn losing up to Blackburn. Yeah, the whole John Eustace thing. Absolutely. Shezza's here saying, thought we'd lose today, but that was just soft and pathetic. Yeah, I hear it. I hear it. So what else is there? Have I missed anything? Have I got everything? Let me just see. Yeah, Forest at home next Friday, man. Oof. That is going to be huge. Huge game. I think I've got it all, people. Think I've got it all. Let me just check the supers. Have I got everything? Yes, just making sure. Yeah, people, that is it. That is it. We're done. We're done for the day. And look, I will be back tomorrow. We'll get into Danny Farke's comments and some more transfer news. Hopefully, we got something in the pipeline because we've got to do something, people. We've got to do something. We're not comfortable. 26 points after 24 games is a good return, but the teams below us are going nowhere. West Ham are making moves. Forest are making moves, some good moves at that as well. We've got to strengthen this team, people. Got to. So listen, people, enjoy the rest of your night. It's going to be Royal Rumble for me tonight. Can't wait for that. Enjoy the rest of your night, whatever you're doing. Like the video before you go, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.